Oh, Amby. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Curly Views for Use. It's Curly. I hope everybody got to see the lukewarm tea last night. I had so many open mouth moments. I'm going to try to put it together, a compilation of them. The things that stick out to me, though, is Beck, just pouring themselves out. I could tell at the beginning that it's a lot. It's a lot to talk about your abuser. It not only do you have to live through the abuse, you survive it, but then you either hold on to it or you release it in a sense of however that is for you. For Beck, they are releasing it by telling the truth. And I feel like that's the step that's the hardest for us, who are survivors, is that you have to, not only did that thing happen to you, right? And you think to yourself, I know this is bad. This shouldn't be happening to anyone. And, you know that it's wrong. If you can, when you come out of it, you know that it was wrong. When you have to speak about it, that really makes it real. It's not the abuses that you went through in the real time at that moment. It's when you have to reflect back in a more clear mind and see how that was abusive, how these things are abusive. And I could tell at the beginning that Beck, you could hear her voice, you can hear their voice breaking a little bit, because it's scary. It's scary as fuck. Which is why one of the reasons I'm not comfortable yet to even, show my face on here when I talk about my abuses. You can hear my voice cracking now, because it's very transparent, it's very open, and I just feel for Beck. I know that they're still healing, but they sound great. It's rough because I think it's been 5 years since their relationship, and I completely resonate with that. I mean, like, things that happened to me 25, 30 years ago obviously still affect me today, and I know I'm not the only one in that. And the best that we can do is the best that we can do, So yes, if you didn't catch it, lukewarm tea, please go check it out. It was so good. And then Beck actually did a live after that where she spilled a little bit more, not like on purpose. It was more for people to come in just to her chat and, give them their flowers and just keep supporting Beck, please keep supporting Beck, because this is not an easy thing. And it's really easy to say, okay, well, I've let everybody know that this is an abusive person and then move along. No, put the nail in the coffin, baby. Keep it going. I mean, it reminds me of a situation where a family friend of mine had to, they were going against their abuser. She was going against her abuser, and it made it so much so it's really heartbreaking. So I'll keep it I'll try to keep it PG. But these people were dating and they were together probably almost a year, maybe 8 months at that point. And this is a mature generation, like 50s, 60s. Okay. So if you think they grow out of it, no, abusers never grow out of it. You have to understand that. If you have ever been abused by anyone, once that first abuse happens, it continues to exponentially grow. It never goes back. It never goes back. If your partner has ever put their hands on you, ever, 9 times out of 10, studies have shown that they will 99% put their hands on you again. You have to leave. You have to get out safely. On average, it takes 7 to 9 tries for an abusee to leave their abuser. So if you've tried before and they've brought you back in, if you've tried before and they swear they change and then within a week it's back to the same old shit, know that it does take a couple tries for A, you to cut the cord, and B, for you to get out safely. Okay? Don't beat yourself up. Just know that it is possible. So one of my family members, she was dating a guy. Again, these are people in their 50s and 60s, guys. Like, it doesn't change. An abuser is an abuser, an abuser. My family member went to bed one night alone. You know, she had, I think her and her boyfriend had a little text tuft where she said, listen, I'm going to bed. I don't want to talk about this anymore. We'll talk about it in the morning when we reset, whatever. She goes to bed. In the middle of the night, this person gets into her house, goes into her room, and proceeds to beat the shit out of her. Okay? And then leaves. His rationale was because she was ignoring his calls and texts and stuff like that after she said she was going to go to bed and leave it there. He also thought she's probably cheating on me, so I'm going to go show her. And even to the point where he's standing over her in the dead of night, watching her sleep, he still made the choice to put his hands on her. Obviously, she pressed charges. And unfortunately, our judicial system, much like the rest of the world, does not support those of us who have been abused and does not support women going against their abuser. That's what it is. Women getting their voice is still so new to the rest of the world that we are still second-class citizens. Just like as a Black human, I am still considered a second-class citizen. Like I'm in many minds not considered a human, and it's just so disgusting. It's very disgusting. So she did do the initial court proceedings. You know, she did everything that she was supposed to do, and when the days would come and days leading up to those things, she would have massive anxiety. She didn't want to have to see this person in court, obviously, you know? And again, these are things that the system and us as a people can ensure the safety of victims and then make sure that these abusers get the full extent of the law. She went to her first proceeding. Of course, it's very rare that things get handled in one court appearance. She had to go to subsequent court appearances. So not only did she have to continue to relive this, she had to continue to potentially see her abuser. When she was at her second or third court appearance, they didn't show up. His lawyer, for some reason, had a reason why he didn't show up. They asked for an extension, what have you. Guys, it ended up getting to the point where my family member was trying to get this person, just to pay their dues to society. You know what I mean? And over a year went by because of things like postponements and what have you. And it was all from his end. And it got to the point where she was just so rubbed down from it, because again, you're reliving your abuse every fucking day. It got to the point that she dropped the fucking case, guys, against this person. And you see this so much in our lives. Like in something as simple as, the hold music when you're trying to get in touch with someone. Like, it's to test out your patience to get the right and the just outcome. And it's really something that I think as a people, it's a dire need to change, because we have people who, first of all, to even speak up about it, I mean, that's something that many of us don't do. So you have to have the strength to speak up about it. And then you're also expected to have the strength to see it to the end. And I encourage people, please, if somebody has wronged you and in a court of law, you know that you are in the right and that they should be, whatever the punishment needs to be, but it needs to be decided, by a jury of their fucking peers. I encourage you guys, please continue with it. Put as much energy as they had coming after you into putting them the fuck away. These people don't deserve to go out and drive cars, to enjoy the sunlight, to go and gamble at a fucking, horse race. And yes, that's what he does. And it's fucking disgusting. Okay? We all know that deep within our souls that is, it's so wrong. And that's one of the hardest things to see too, is to see your abuser live in life. If you're a survivor, you know that. Of course, do all this safely. I, in my way, am doing, I want to share my stories with you guys because I have had, unfortunately, I've had a lot of experience in many different facets of this. And I didn't feel, first of all, I didn't even feel like why would I say anything? You know, that's so embarrassing. I've obviously moved out from that to, why wouldn't I talk about this? This is something that they did. I'm just speaking the truth. And I'm also in a safe space where I can do that. I'm states away from this person. And to be completely honest, as we all know, once you stand up to someone, a majority of the time, they're going to back down. A bully, once you show that you're not going to cower, they usually back down. Now, of course, you have to use that with discernment because there are some crazy motherfuckers out here who have no problem unaliving people. They have no problem beating the shit out of people. Please do everything with safety. And just know that those are options for these people. Whatever you can't conceive as being the most disgusting treatment of a human, abusers have thought that, and abusers have no problem overstepping that line. So remember that your thought process, also as a traumatized person, is not it can't touch the mentality of an abuser. We can't put ourselves in their shoes. We can't. The empathy and compassion for an abuser, it's very hard to come by. And I feel that once you hit adulthood, that you can no longer hide behind, well, I was abused as a child, therefore this is all I know. You know it's wrong. You know it's wrong to put your hands on somebody. You know it's wrong to get in your partner's face and scream and yell at them. You know it's wrong to withhold funds from them and tell them that if you need anything, you come through me. We know that, guys. Just know that I'm sending my love out to anyone. It's getting me choked up. Just know that you have someone out here rooting for you. You're not alone. No matter how much the abuser has made you think you are not alone. Okay? And be safe when you want to exit. Okay. I'm also going to put up Gizla's the domestic violence hand signal that was touched on a little bit last night. They didn't know that there was a signal, or at least, they didn't talk about it. This is a hand signal that has saved many lives. People in a restaurant and they do this signal. People that are in a car, you can do this signal. Anytime that you're out, the best we can do is to get the information out there and keep it going, pass it on to your friends and family, because the more of us that know about this, the more of us who are on the other side as a survivor are there to help. Okay. I'm like getting chills as I talk about it because it could save so many lives. It really could. Okay. So Amberlynn just uploaded. Let's check out what this fool has to say to us today. It looks like we're still into February 2025. Her thumbnail was a thumbnail of her showing some underwear. And the title of this included torrid haul. So I'm assuming she's just spending, this is what she does. She just spends money, and does she just throw, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm so over trying to understand what this bitch does, but we can obviously see she's a hot mess, and we're on a fast track to hell with this bitch. All right. What's up, Amber?
It is February 25th, and welcome to a new vlog. So I'm just getting ready for the day. So I just want to say thank you guys so much lately for the support. It genuinely means the world to me, more than you know. I know there's rumors going around that I faked having COVID. How do you fake a test like that? And how do you fake going to the hospital? I was also tested at the hospital, so that also came back positive. But that video of me going to the hospital actually doesn't even go up until tomorrow. And I have been trying to make my videos have more days inside of one vlog, so I can catch up a little quicker, because I have been extremely behind. The more ahead I am, that just means the more filming I've done. So at one point I was like 15 days ahead. So it just means I was filming a lot because my schedule is to upload every other day, regardless of how much I film. So I made kind of like a big purchase last night, and my bank was like, fraud is happening. And I was like, no, it's not.
It's so frustrating to see this tub of lard be successful, quote unquote. It really is. Especially for us normies who are out here not only working full-time jobs, but also having side gigs, part-time jobs, taking care of families, being there emotionally for your family. So you're there in physical form as well as in mind. And this person just is this disgusting fat blob who is there's so many opportunities that this person has gotten where I'm sitting, I'm over here like, oh, all that makeup she's using, like, I wouldn't be able to afford any of that right now. I have makeup, but, my Fenty Beauty is probably from 2022, maybe 23. And I already know the expiry date is like 6 months to a year. I get it. But I can't drop, $40 for a face beat once a year, and because I rarely wear makeup. So her just being so nonchalant that, hey, I just dropped a whole bunch of money at Torrid. Meanwhile, like, I could potentially be facing eviction over a couple $100s that my apartment complex owes me. And it's difficult not to be upset about it, but I'm also like in good spirits of, I'm going to handle my shit. That's not my lane. That's her lane. But it does sting. It does sting to hear the frivolousness that she can afford versus how a lot of us are, it's day to day, man. It's day to day. Just remember, guys, this too shall pass and all that, it's rough when you're in it, but it does pass. Make sure you go and do something for yourself every day, even if it's just 60 seconds of you closing your eyes and meditating or just freeing your mind. I mean, even doing that for 60 seconds a day, guys.
So I had to call the fraud number, let them know everything's okay. Like, that was literally me. I love that the bank that I have is like so diligent on that, though, because I would hate for someone to be like,
she hasn't unpacked any of her. Why would her stuff still be in Ziploc bags if she had unpacked from Tommy's months ago?
Using my card that shouldn't be, obviously, like, anyone would hate that. So I thought I figured it all out, but then I woke up this morning with emails from subscription services saying, update your payment info because it's not going through. So I was like, what in the world is happening right now? So obviously I ended up calling the bank again, and
it's pretty, and this is what I mean, guys. A bully will show themselves, as Miss Reid has countless times. The level of audacity is just amazing to me. To be so brazen to talk about financial stuff online when you know that you owe somebody thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Hopefully we got it all figured out. So I made a purchase on Amazon just to test it out, and it did go through.
I know you didn't figure out how to do your fucking brows. I just can't stand her. So I'm going to just try to get through this.
I just get so stressed when it comes to like anything having to do.
And then her, I know. And then her talking about stresses again, like she has no idea. Like what could possibly be so stressful in her life other than the stress she puts on her heart and her organs? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it's really rough to see people that have no self-awareness. It's just non-existent for this one.
With me calling customer service of any kind, just a little bit of phone anxiety, if you will.
Yeah, and that's the extent of her anxiety, is anxiety of talking to someone on a fucking phone. Now, I'm not trying to discount anybody else who has that issue. I get it. I'm a very fake it till you make it person, and I'm assuming I've had that all of my life because I've had to do so much on my own. Do I get the butterflies still? Absolutely. Like public speaking and things like that. I freeze. I feel like I have, what is it called? When you feel like you're not like quote unquote worthy of it, like, imposter syndrome. I feel like, and I know I can look back on my life and know that I can speak on a whole bunch of topics comfortably, but as soon as I'm put in front of a people or I'm supposed to formally give that information, I have a lot of difficulty doing that. Because I feel like, well, why would anybody come to me? It's just Curly. Like, what do you mean? So yeah, that's definitely something I've been working on. Hence my channel. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. My name's Curly. I started a channel because about a year ago, I saw that folks like Amberlynn and Foodie Beauty, they have a platform here. And I want to see more people of color. I want to see more Black women on my feeds that are doing work in the world in a positive direction as opposed to this monstrosity. So if that's your vibe, or you just want to support a small creator who's getting her feet wet, please, please, please subscribe. You can feel free to unsubscribe later if you want to. But yeah, let's try to get me into the algorithm a little bit more, and you know, just even liking the post. You don't have to watch it. Even if you like it, it's still going to push YouTube to try to get this out to more people. So we'll see. And we don't know how much longer we have Amberlynn, so I'm pretty much just documenting this train wreck as it explodes.
I decide if I'm long, thick, winged eyeliner, or if I just want to do something like gentle, short, and to the point. All right, you guys, so I just did some things around my apartment, and now
She's so fucking annoying, dude. You know what? It's okay, Curly, because I've been high-fiving myself for the past couple days because I've been needing some wins. I've been high-fiving myself for the past couple days because I've taken my medication regularly. And, you know, that's a feat in itself, twice a day. You know what I mean? So I'm going to high-five myself for that one. ALR, if you want to choose your eyeliner wing height, weight, proportion, go ahead, girl. Go the fuck ahead.
I'm about to live stream. So today is my 5th live stream membership.
I'm going to speed her up to 1.5, guys, because like I mentioned yesterday, I mean, she just, sometimes this is our 5th watch of her if you watch on the other reaction channel. So let's just get through this.
I have to be live in a minute and a half. I hope I make it in time. I just
She's
came back
so
from the
dirty.
dumpster, so all right, I'm going to title this one, Hello, Beautiful Stream Queens, because you guys are all beautiful if you're watching, and I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of my memberships. So I'm going to set this up, and then I'll show you guys a few clips from it. Not the highlights, not the lowlights, just random clips. So I haven't been doing cameos while healing. It turns out I'm pregnant. Oh my God, congratulations. I know a lot of people are coming for me about, oh my God, she's like putting trash in a journal. It's like a whole phenomenon. I didn't make it up. Like, I did not make that up. A lot of people think I'm trolling when I'm not, and a lot of people think I'm serious when I'm trolling. But I guess that's my fault, huh? I like to hang out with my mom because I lost so much time, like as a kid, as a teenager, as a young adult, like so much time.
That's another thing that I would like to tap on is Mama Lynn's relationship and how that affected her growing up. If you're new, hi. I was born to two older people. My mom already had my brother, and then about 11 years later, I came through. In that time that she and my brother were around, I'm not 100% sure on the history, but I'm pretty sure she was on drugs then. I don't think she was on drugs when she had me. I have asked her that question. She claims no. I'm not completely sure. You know what I mean? Any of those stories that I'm told, whether it be friends, family, or from her, I take with a grain of salt, and I just keep going with what I can do. So I was born to a drug addict, and then my father is very popular in the town that I grew up in, and everybody in town knows him. He coached a lot of sports in the town, and he's just generally a nice guy, and a lot of good memories people have from him. I, on the other hand, although he would spend time with me, that would mostly be to make sure I ate that day, and then he would drop me off at wherever I was staying, wherever my mother had us. There were definitely times where my mom would go for long periods of time. I wouldn't see her. I would be responsible at like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. I would be responsible to get myself ready for school, get myself to school, make sure I did my homework, things that a child shouldn't be doing. And in that time, I also know I've seen a lot of things. I've been put through a lot of experiences that were very traumatic, and everything from being with her to buy drugs, everything from My father never really leaving the coop. And I have a difficult time with both of them because even as an adult, for example, for my father's aspect, the past, maybe since COVID, since I've been doing therapy and not including them, but just getting some answers to questions that I've had. So over the past couple years, I get maybe a Merry Christmas text from my father. And then for my mother, I tried to make a relationship with her. She did get sober in my mid 20s. And we're about 10, 15 years out of that now. And over the last 10, 15 years, I did attempt to cultivate a relationship with her. But there were certain circumstances where she was not able to provide me the, I guess, like the maternal that I was looking for. And I decided, it's probably been about 2 years now, I decided that I wanted to go no contact with both of them for my well-being. If you guys like to hear about that in my therapy journey, feel free to let me know in the comments, or if you're in therapy, let us know. There shouldn't be such a stigma on it, because think about it. You're not going to be able to heal in the place that hurt you. You also can't ask for the opinions of people that have never been where you're going. So if you see that people are being abused and you want to get out of your abusive situation, you can't ask those people for help. They're not going to be able to help you. Back to Amberlynn and her mom. I see so many, because her mom was a drug addict as well, I see so many traits within Amberlynn that she must have picked up from her mom. It's inevitable that we get the traits of our parents. So even me, not being around my mother, I still picked up what she did around me, obviously, and things that I don't even remember. But it's a constant battle every day. Every day I have to choose not to be a piece of shit after seeing how, this is because I don't have a better word, but how successful she was at it, that I know that I don't want to be that way. I know I don't want to have, I don't want to push my baby around in a stroller at a grocery store just to throw some holiday hams into it so I can go sell them on the street. I don't want to steal from my friends and family when they entrust me to, watch their house or take care of their pets when they're on vacation. And it's every day I have to deal with that. It's every day that I have to see something and be like, no, you don't want to steal that. No, you don't want to ruin that. No, you don't want to lie to them. No, you don't want to cheat them. Because it feels like it's going against my nature. It essentially is. So I do see a lot of that in Amberlynn, where she does, and she is an addict herself, so I'm sure that's why we see it too. But I can definitely see where Amberlynn probably looks at her mom and says, you treated me so bad, but look how good your life is now. And my life is shit, even though Amberlynn's life is not shit. She's so fucking, I already said that at the beginning. So yeah, I do see a lot of that stuff, especially when it comes to this whole taking responsibility for her actions. I'm sure that she saw her mom do that many, many times, because that's what drug addicts do. There's no personal responsibility. It's them in the throes of their addiction. Even when they come out of it, like my mom's apologized twice. I would say I've had a real conversation with her maybe twice about this stuff. As I grew older and went through therapy, I tried to articulate it better and move beyond, I'm just pissed off at you and you neglected me and you abused me. Like I've tried to move past that, because of course that's all she can hear. I want to let her know how that affected me, as opposed to just knowing that she did it. And for whatever, her reasons are that she needs to work out, she can't accept that. And the last straw that broke my camel's back on that relationship, and why I decided to go no contact with her specifically, was there was an incident where I had there was an incident where she and I were going back via text message, and back and forth via text message, and I tried my best not to be dismissive of her because I ultimately wanted to have a relationship with my mother that I missed out on, and I found myself, I found myself again putting myself in that vulnerable state and then getting my feelings hurt because of her actions. And then she wouldn't take responsibility for that again. So experiencing that as a child, knowing it's wrong, and then experiencing it as as an adult where I have a voice now and I make the decisions on what I get put through. She had texted me, you know what, Curly, you need to just get the fuck over it and move on. And that was my last straw for someone who abused me for decades and who birthed you. To say that to you is it's so disrespectful. And that's what ultimately that was where I had to step back, because there's no way that I will go through somebody talking to me like that. And I've had to let go of a couple of relationships because I'm assuming that the way I carried myself through my young life into adulthood, I don't think folks realized how much it was affecting me, because I always kept a happy demeanor. I'm very much like my father in that aspect. I had a lot of friends. A lot of people liked me. I'm able to conversate with people if I don't know you. I went into, serving tables, at a young age. I actually started at a Dairy Queen. It only did ice cream. So I actually started there in customer service and went from there. And that's pretty much been a lot of my career is within the community, right? So I know how to communicate. And I know how to de-escalate and try to communicate, right, with somebody who does not communicate. And I give a lot of grace there. But I have to remember to give myself grace that I do not have to sit through that fucking shit with somebody who's supposed to love me. And I won't ever again. And it has led me to some really tough choices. But ultimately, I know that going forward, it's going to be the best thing for for myself, for this vessel that I'm put into on this floating rock through space. So I'm not surprised that Amberlynn doesn't take accountability, because I'm sure that she's heard her mom and dad, as they were stealing from people, as they were, the way that they talk to their community. I'm sure she picked a lot of that up. And again, I'm not really sure where I got the tenacity to know that I didn't want to be that way. I don't know. I just always knew it was wrong. Even at 3, 4, I'm sitting in a car seat in the backseat of one of my mom's friends' cars as they go down one of the drug streets in our town to pick up, drugs. And, even me being told in the backseat, Curly, look out the window, look at that over there, blah, 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 as they do their transactions. Even then, I knew it was wrong as a legit child, I'm so grateful.
And so I kind of just do what she wants to do, and she loves a good bingo moment. I'm not gonna lie, that's her thing. It's a delirium. Is that a word? What is your top 3 favorite Gaga songs? Paper Gangster. I feel like it's so underrated. I love Paper Gangster. Do you like Trump? No. Do you still talk to Dalton? Oh my god, wait, stop right now. How do you feel about Dalton? I am beyond confused. How do you feel about Elon Musk? I think he's like a robot. I sound drunk. I'm telling you, my jaw was on the floor. Maturity finds you, and you learn people's boundaries. I am vaccinated against COVID. Yes, I've been vaccinated and boosted multiple times. I love editing. I love it. Reaction channels blocked you? Why? I've always been the type of person that goes through fixations. I've been like that forever. I become manic fixated over things, and then I just stop. So I do that for 2 hours straight nonstop. Wait,
what's weird is that all this self-diagnosing bullshit that she does is so strange. For her to use words like manic, and those are definitely buzzwords within the mental health community in regards to the situation that she claims that she has. And she's never been formally diagnosed. And even when she talks about her current, that it's oh yeah, she told me to buy these books off of Amazon. Yeah. But are you going to actually work through them, or are you just going to read them and put what you think you should? So you're still lying, You can't help yourself if you're not helping yourself. I don't know.
Looked really wrong. Oh my god, someone messaged me and said, just FYI, Rosie has a chat in her Discord dedicated to you. She snipes your members' only lives. Rosie, your obsession is real. Hello, girl. Is that on the I kind of Sorry, I randomly just got hungry. Disapproving, Lynn. What does that mean, disapproving? I guess I could get out a dictionary. I don't have a dictionary, actually. I went to the Redwood Forest for a field trip. One of the best experiences of my life. Oh my God, your girl has not lost.
Oh, maybe I can put my picture of my visit to Redwoods. I've done the 101 in California, their Pacific Coast Highway. I have done that in completion. It did take me 2 separate trips because it is really long. It's like, I'm pretty sure it was like over a week to drive that, especially if you stop in between. But yeah, that was Pacific Coast Highway is so beautiful. I mean, I was really sad to hear about all the fires that went down. Just because some of my favorite spots, I mean, there was a wildfire a couple years ago there in Sonoma County, which is one of my favorite spots. I really enjoy, there's a national, I don't know if it's a national park. I believe it's called Sugarloaf National Park. But they have camping, and it's just on top of a mountain, and the stars there at night, guys, are just the most beautiful. They're just so beautiful. But yeah, I'll try to put in a picture of my car driving through one of the redwoods. It's just one of the things that they have, like one of the tourist things that they have there. Yeah, I'll try to put a picture of that. That'll be fun. Yeah, I love California. I got to live there for a couple months. I was more in Southern California, like, you know, San Diego, the whole area. And yeah, I valued that time. Like every day when I woke up, like I lived a block off the beach. My partner, we actually were saving up to go do a walk over in Spain. If you guys have ever heard of the movie The Way, it's got Emilio Estevez and Martin Sheen. Yeah, Martin Sheen. So Charlie Sheen's dad and Emilio's dad, I believe. And yeah, it's basically, layman's terms, it's basically like a 500, 600 mile walk that you do across the country of Spain, northern Spain. They call it a camino, which means walk in Spanish. And there's many different routes. So like some people have walked from like Rome. I mean, like this, like when you do something like this, it's like you're dedicating your time to it. Like my walk, for example, took about a month. And then I stayed in that area. Like I went to a couple different cities within France and Spain for another month. So I got a good 2-month sabbatical out of that one. And those are some of the stories I'd like to share as well. And they will tie, unfortunately, they will tie into issues that I had experienced with that partner in regards to abuse. That is one of the prominent financial abuse situations that I had been through. I didn't recognize financial abuse as an abuse. I just thought it was, I don't have money, they do, you know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So anyway, that's one of the topics I'd like to discuss as well, is a couple situations that I'd been in, you know, out of the country with an abuser, which don't recommend. Don't travel out of the country, you know, leave your abuser. Okay. Don't travel to another country with them because the abuse will still, guess what? Can you feel it? Happen. Okay. Be safe. We got to protect ourselves.
Remember, she has gained over.
No, that's not what people say. I fuck yourself as you're stuffing your face. Even this set of eyes, maybe I can do a little comparison. This set of eyes is different than the set of eyes that she has when she puts something in her mouth and she's watching herself. This set of eyes, this is giving very much, you're posing for the camera. Here's, you know, my duck lips and my peace sign as I'm doing it. So funny. That's what this is giving. Like you're taking a picture for someone. The eye fucking that she does when she's eating, that is complete. I can't believe she even shows it online. Because I feel like, I mean, it's for somebody. It's for somebody. It's somebody's flavor.
We have a very big torrid haul, so let's get into it. All right, first things first. I like a really big,
I guess,
cardigan or sweater. So I got this size 6.
I mean, yeah, if you're going to shove your affluence in people's faces, why not after your live stream where people are lifting you up?
Blue cardigan sweater with these Cupid. Definitely not Cupid.
Didn't she just get a sweater didn't she just buy shit right before her trip to Emily's and stuff? Like, remember that black sweater? Yeah. She like bought this.
I'm trying to say cute flowers. Sorry, I'm slap happy. If y'all notice that in my live stream, I'm just like on lack of sleep, but that's fine. Oh my god, this is so freaking cute. That's about as low as my tripod goes, but look how adorable. It's such like a cozy fit. I just like being warm. That is like so cute. I cannot say.
Girl, that does not fit. It is not fitting you. That does not fit you. Just get a fucking king size comforter, bitch. Like, what do you mean? Just get a fucking blanket. Stop being ridiculous.
Oh no, I just dropped a Lego. How depressing is that? My poor Lego is all broke. I guess we'll worry about it later because
it's New York. It's New York. There's no way that she would make it in New York City, visiting, even driving around, because it's stop and go. Like, I can't, me imagining Amberlynn trying to get down, even just out the door, but like, even to try to use like, the public transportation system. Like, I'm trying to think of what she would even fit on, but I guess a bus. But even so, like getting through an aisle on a New York City bus, I mean, there's no way that she would be able to take the subways at all. I would love to see this, though. Don't get me wrong. I want to see a loose-skinned, 180-pound Amberlynn Reid with, her short, thin hair, because her hair is going to be thinning and she's going to be almost bald. She walking through the streets of Manhattan, down in the thick of it. Let's take her all the way to the Times Square. You got to go to Times Square, right? Wow. I mean, if it happens, it happens. I hope it does. And like, that's what kills me too, is that she could definitely pull, and somebody even can give you the idea now because somebody's done it. Well, I don't even know what he really did, but Avocado, he quote unquote disappeared or whatever for his year and lost weight. He really lost weight, right? Like, that wasn't CGI and everything. Like, she has the abundancy where, yeah, girl, stuff your face, but you got to admit right now, like, you're dying. So listen, you got to have somebody cooking the food for you, somebody with you 24/7, somebody encouraging you to move your 1 minute of fucking 24 hours. I cannot. Anyway, she needs to get put through a whole, inpatient episode of My 600-Pound Life. Once she loses that weight, maybe even take down all her mirrors, because anything reflective she's going to look at and she can't help it. So especially like a microwave. Oh my God, she probably stands in front of the microwave, like just like salivating over herself. Oh God. Anyway, she could hire people. They could work her out. She could flex her toes, give me 30 flexes. All right, you're done for the day. Good job. You know what I mean? Like, let her do it. Right. And then she has the money that she could get her surgeries. She'll be able to get that tummy tuck. She'll be able to bring those arms in. She'll be able to fix her face however she wants to. Like, she has the money to be able to do that. If she was a true narcissistic who was smart, instead of going the gross route, that's where we could have been. People would not forget, but people would lay off of you waffle stomping. I don't even know if that's really what it is, because I refuse to look it up. But like, people, they still will remember, because this is losing rarity, dude. That was like number one. But anyway, it'll be like how, what was Honey Boo Boo's mom's name? June or something? It'd be like that, you don't have a PR team at all, do you? It's like, her PR team is DoorDash. Well, check out my DoorDash rating.
I have a haul to film. Oh my God, this is so soft. So I also got this in a size 6. It is just a spaghetti strap tee. It's gray with black.
Weren't we like in the 4s back with Emily? Like, we thought the 4s were tight, and then we're like, girl, you should get a 5, and now she's in 6s. I think that's all Tori goes up to is 6s.
Snake and leaves. If you guys don't know anything about me, I love a snake. Size 6. I just got this black t-shirt that says tragic on it. You don't need an explanation. Again, size 6. I got this checkered sweater.
Shut up. Ugh, God, look at her stupid smug face. And then Rarity's ghost just over her shoulder, haunting her. I love it. Why? Why is she this way, guys? What a monster.
To be like over the
and I think it's sick that she does have Mama Lynn right there, because again, I feel like there's so much unresolved just with Amber alone that she definitely hasn't resolved shit with her mother, and her mom seems very willing, but again, you don't know people. So like I said, I only have my experience with my own mother. There's so many different ways that relationship can go. Like, I can never speak on anybody else's. All I know is that we're we're brethren in the Neglected Kids Club. That's what I know. Okay. Feel free to let me know if you're in the Neglected Kids Club down below. Track jackets are probably going to come out summer 2027. Just know, again, you're not alone, and somebody out here loves you.
So it's supposed to like go down to here. Sweater. I thought this was super cute. So I'll try some of these on later or in a different video. I don't know. Again, size 6. I like to say the sizes in case you are a girly pop
I would double or nothing her that she doesn't wash this stuff.
with a similar body to mine. I got another sweater.
Like, wash it before wearing it. Wow. We've been quoting Mean Girls this whole time. Like, Amber, just shut up.
It's literally about to be spring and the cold weather is leaving. But I never heard anyone to still wear a sweater in the spring. So this is Mean Girls collaboration. Why are you so obsessed with me? Oh, did they send me? Hold on. Did I accidentally pay for 2 tragic shirts? Size 4. So I thought this was super adorable. Again, I'm not like always a floral girly. Like, it's really hit or miss. It's usually a miss. But this, I was like, it's kind of a hit. Like, if this looks good on me, I'm gonna be super happy about that. All right, the rest of the things I got are just a bunch of underwear. And again, size 6.
Looks like she bought the underwear 5 for $40.
Hello. So it is February 26th. So I wanted to show you guys that I finally got these in the mail. I want to keep my therapy like sacred to myself because I just feel like sometimes I overshare and sometimes I undershare, and then that leaves holes for people.
Look at her lying to herself. I just paused it right there. Oh, so good.
Talk about my experience with BPD because it is a huge part of my life and I suffer every single freaking day. So by a therapist, I was actually suggested these books, which is really...
I'm sure you could just buy these books online. I'm sure that they've been recommended to Amber throughout her Amazon career. The fact now is that a licensed professional is telling her to do it. I don't think it's going to change anything, though. I really don't. She's wearing an I'm bored shirt. She's already telling us how it's going. Like, she needs a deep cleanse, like a team at the same time, putting together a care plan for herself. Allegedly. These are all my opinions and whatnot. I feel that she needs a whole team to think for her. I mean, Amber, you could literally just sit there and like color, but you have to do what the people are telling you to do. Like, you have to just turn it all over. So people have probably been telling her this for a very long time.
List on Amazon for I can't even tell you how.
There we go. I didn't even watch it. Didn't even watch it first. She's so predictable.
Personality Disorder Workbook.
That's why it's easy.
Daniel J. Fox. So it's an integrative program to understand and manage your BPD. It's a step-by-step guidance.
Until she cracks a spine on a fucking book or shows me other things, I can't. This is the point where she's going to tell us everything that she thinks will appease everybody because she's going to try. I don't want to.
Yes, some of my actions are very shameful and things that I truly regret, but now it's my job to fix that. So this is the new build that I'm currently doing. I don't know what happened, but I've been like in the twilight zone and my mental health has not been good at all. I am suffering with things that I do not talk about. I will tell you that. And I have greatly turned to food. Like, I have not cared enough. I have cared more about like emotionally eating. So I actually am going to be doing Weight Watchers, and I know I've done this doesn't change so much, and like changing overnight isn't going to be possible, especially when I'm trying to like tick off so many boxes of things that I want to change. I think the fact that I am just like taking the steps to doing so is like really great, but now I'm just like ready to like put in the work. And yeah, so anyways, I do want to end this vlog though. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.
Curly signing off.